Hey, what's going on, man? This is Will Z to Will SpeakUPZee. You are now tuned into another episode of SpeakUPZee, the podcast. In the podcast, we'll talk about real things with real people. Everything from life to business to mental health and everything else in between. I'm excited, man, because as you can see, I'm in a different space today. We outside with it, man. And this is going to be a special edition. This is going to be called Stoop Talk. Actually, something that me and one of my good friends, man, we started this concept a while back, because we started to notice that every time that we were outside, every time that we were in this certain space, that's when we felt the freest. That's when we felt that we were able to be the most vulnerable. That's when we felt like there was nothing off limits that we could talk about, that we could express ourselves about, and that we wouldn't judge one another. And so I want to create that same space, but with y'all, man, because this life shit is so exhausting. And it can get to a point where at the end of a long day, man, you just need a place and a space that you can go to and just think about it, man. You had to be strong all day. You had to control your emotions all day. Somebody irritated you all day. Somebody pissed you off several times. Somebody disrespected you. Something didn't go your way. A misfortune happened. Like, life is a beautiful thing, but it's a hard thing. And so for us to have just a space in our life where we can just be human, I think it's one of the most beautiful things that we could have asked for. And so what I want us to be able to do right now is I want us to be able to just talk to God and just thank Him and give Him His time. And then from there, man, I just want to kind of just let the show flow. Read a few comments, man. Share a little bit of writing, if that, and kind of proceed accordingly. So I want to start with this, man. God, I just want to come to you and just tell you thank you. Thank you for what you've been doing for me. The little things, even if you don't think I notice them. God, I see you. I feel you. I even hear you. And you all around me every step of my life. I just want to thank you for that protection. I want to thank you for protecting me even when I didn't know I was in danger. I want to thank you for being there for me. God, I ain't gonna lie, man, this life shit can get lonely. It can be hard sometimes. But then I remember that you were always there. You always had my back. That you were always teaching me and molding me and guiding me. Preparing me to do something special in my life. So that's what I don't want to overlook. That's what I don't want to just let another day go by and make you think that I don't notice it. I see it. I see what you're doing for me. God, I'm thankful for it. We everything with you, man. We absolutely nothing without you. I just want to say thank you. That's it. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Yeah, man, it's been a roller coaster of a week, but a good week nonetheless. Because I ain't gonna lie, man. The more I'm living and the more I'm just dealing with life, right? I'm noticing that even when I do have a rough moment or a rough day or a rough couple of days, and I'm still so blessed. Y'all ever realize that? Like, if you ever just stop long enough and look around you and see some of the situations that people are in and see some of the things people are dealing with. See, but what happens is, I think that it's become so normal for us to see certain people in certain situations that we don't realize how blessed we are. That it's not a rare thing when we see people homeless. It's not a rare thing when we see people with conditions. It's not a rare thing when we see people missing their limbs. It's not a rare thing when we see people begging for the things that are normal to us, or wishing they had the things that we have every day. And so when I finally do come out of my storms, or my frustrating day, or my frustrating moment, or whatever, when I really sit back and I've calmed down and I recalibrated and I maybe have talked to God, or like when I've taken that time, I ask myself, I said, what are you really mad about? Was that really that deep to where it had you feeling that way? Because you're so blessed. That doesn't mean you don't have a right to feel away when things happen to you. That doesn't mean that you're not allowed to express yourself when things happen to you. No, that's not what it is. But I don't think that we should be allowed to stay in certain things for too long when certain people are out there dying, literally wishing that they could have some of the things that you have in your life. You know what I mean? How can I really complain when I'm this blessed? How can I really complain? I'm this blessed, man. So yeah, I want to just do a couple of things, man. Address a couple of things, and then man, we'll wrap it up. We're not gonna be here very, very long. Hold up. But I was making sure I'm prepared to talk about. And this is all off the dome today. It's nothing gonna be written. But this is just kind of guiding my show. I'm gonna say the comments on some of my recent content for last, and I'm gonna address a couple of things that have just been on my heart. So first, I want to talk about this topic of accountability for a second. I haven't written anything on accountability lately, but I do remember hearing something very interesting when it comes to the word, when it comes to the topic of accountability, rather. And basically what I read, or what I overheard, or what I was, having a conversation about was this, is that I don't really want anybody in my life who's afraid, or who's too stubborn, or who's too prideful, right? Or who's too headstrong to take accountability. I don't really want anybody in my life who never thinks they're wrong about anything. I don't want anybody in my life that isn't willing to show a certain level of humility and sometimes just say, you know what, I'm sorry. I don't really want anybody in my life that believes that their pride is more important than my feelings, or my closure, or my peace of mind. Because if I love you, or you're in my life in any type of way, intimate or not, and you know you're wrong about something, you know you made a mistake, you know what you did wasn't right, like, you know that, right? And you're not willing to address it, you're not willing to have an adult intellectual conversation about it and just talk to me like a person, then how can I do anything else with you? Because what it lets me know is, one, that you don't ever think you're wrong about anything, and that's obnoxious within itself to deal with somebody like that. But two, what it lets me know is that every time things get hard between us, every time it's time to self-reflect on something, every time it's time to be disciplined about certain things, you won't be able to do it. Because accountability is more than just being able to apologize. It's actually, again, it's about that reflection piece for me. It's about being able to sit with yourself long enough, or hear somebody out long enough when they're expressing to you how you made them feel, or addressing what it is that you did. It's about being able to sit with yourself long enough, or being able to be addressed long enough to say, there's some things about myself that I need to change. There's some areas in my life that I need to grow in. That I could have handled that differently. I could have went differently about that. Because on a deeper level, if you're never able to say them type of things in your life, that lets me know on a bigger scale that you're not somebody that really wants to grow. You're not somebody that really wants to evolve. You think that the way that you are is the way that you're always going to be, and you think that that's good enough. And there's no way possible that I can love the same person that I loved when I was 25 if you're going to be the same person when we're 55. Something about you has to change. Something about you has to grow. Something about you has to evolve. You can't be stuck in the same mindset and doing the same things and thinking it's okay 30 and 40 years later in your life and think that I'm going to still be around as your friend, as your whatever. Can't happen. Family, whoever you are. Because if I'm willing to accept my flaws and to address my flaws and addressing my mistakes and be better about those things with you, because not only do I know that I need to do that, but I love you enough to do it too, and you're not willing to give me that same thing in return, then what are we doing? What are we really talking about? What are we talking about? Because I really don't want anybody in my damn life that isn't willing to take some accountability over the things that they do and the things that they say and the way that they move, and the actions of their life. Why would I want that? You feel me? I can't be wrong for saying that, right? Like, and if I am, then fuck them, respectfully. Now, this next thing I kind of want to address it's on a different level a little bit, but still some real shit though, nonetheless. Now, this is something I did right here on a different topic, but you know, it could go hand in hand in a way. But listen to this. I said this piece that I wrote is kind of talking about. I think it epitomizes what it means to be selfish. I think it's something that you can literally say to somebody, or that I would say that I have said, that I have shown, when I had to be in a selfish season of my life and focus on me. And I know there are a lot of other people out there right now that are in that same mindset. Man, I got to focus on me right now. And there's nothing wrong with that. And what I said was, I want to be there for you. I really do. Like, you have no idea how much I wish I could be there for you right now. How much you wish I could give to you right now. How much you don't even understand. I wish I could just help you. Not only because that's the kind of person I am, but because I love you just that much. But I'm in a season of my life where the only person I can be there for right now is me. And to be honest with you, I can't apologize for that. I'm not ashamed of that. Because and don't you remember all those timeless days and nights where I emptied myself out for you. I gave to you things that I literally didn't have to give. I figured it out when I really didn't know what the hell I was doing. I made a way to make things possible for you and for us when I wanted to give up so many times. And so now there comes this season in my life where I wish I could do that for you again. But this time, man, I literally just got to be there for me. And I want to apologize for it. I kind of feel bad for it. But it's just something that I got to do. You know? Because if I keep going through all these different seasons in my life and I never focus on myself, I never do anything for me, I never treat myself with the same love that I treat everybody else that I love with. If I don't treat myself with that same type of tenderness and care and love, if I don't ever give myself that, what's gonna happen is fuck me running on E and you still being and you having everything. Fuck that. I'm gonna send myself to an early grave. I heard something so powerful, man, and I talk about this all the time. I do. Do you ever notice how in a lot of relationships, older relationships, not all the time, but often, do you ever notice how a lot of the older men in marriages and relationships, they always die before the woman? Do you ever notice how a lot of times in those older relationships, a lot of the men and the husbands and the fathers, they're sick before the wife? They're in pain and can barely be mobile and can move and do things before the wife is. A lot of times, not always, but a lot. And if you ever pay attention in those same relationships, in those same couples, the husband may be on his deathbed, or the husband may be in so much pain from surgeries he had to have, or he may be already dead and gone. And if you ever pay attention, a lot of times the wife is still looking young and looking beautiful and mobile and living to 100 years old. And like literally it's glowing. And what I noticed about why that is because a lot of those men from those generations, and even now, they never had a season where they just focused on them. And to be honest, they couldn't, right? They were family men. But even if you can't have a whole season where you just focus on you, you can still have a moment. So you can have a stint where it's all about you. Or things that is incorporated into your days where it's all about you. Because if you keep running yourself into the ground for all of these other people and for all these other things and for the career and for your relationship and for to be impressing people and whatever else the reason that we do those things, if you keep running yourself into the ground for those people and for those things, you're going to find yourself in the ground. And the crazy thing is, the people that you were running yourself into the ground for until you ended up in the ground, those people are still walking above ground and living their life. And they ain't thinking nothing about you. So you gotta have a season in your life, man, where you say, man, I wish I could be there for you. I wish I could be there for you. But right now, I just gotta be there for me. You know what I mean? And you do it not to be cold-hearted, but you do it to be real, where you get to the point where you eventually say, I have to do that, and I'm not apologizing for that. Because I'm protecting myself for a greater good. I'm protecting myself so I can be here with you and live life with you. But if I keep running myself into the ground for you, my life will be dead and gone and you'll still be living. And I would have did all that for what? So I guess this is your reminder that it's okay to be a little selfish. Alright? It's a beautiful thing to be selfless, but it's okay to be a little selfish too. Nothing wrong with that. Alright, so next I want to highlight, we're almost out of here, man. I'm going to do a couple of these comments, just 2 of them, and I'm pretty much done for today. So one of my videos that's doing actually very well right now, older video too, is crazy. A lot of my older things are going crazy. We recently just hit 1.4 million views on Instagram, man, over the last month. So that's a blessing. Content is doing well. If you haven't followed me on social media, be sure to follow me at SpeakUPZee. So in that video, I was talking about how one of the hardest and most frustrating things about life is that sometimes people, they allow you to be vulnerable and open with them just to make you regret it. And she said this. She said that, or they take the time to listen and understand, but still move like they don't give a fuck. And I'm not gonna lie to you. What I was talking about is that when you choose to be open and vulnerable, and they don't even take the time to listen, they don't even take the time to understand, which is frustrating. But I think this is a whole different level of mind game when a person can come into your life and pretend like they understand and they care, but in their actions are still showing you that they don't give a damn. Because now it's still, the frustrating thing about it is that, bro, I took the time to tell you something and to open up to you about something that I never talk about, that I've never mentioned to anybody, that I would never say out loud because it's that something I cherish that much. But I trusted you with that. And you promised me you was gonna address it, or maybe they said that they would do better about it, or maybe they even hugged you and consoled you when you told them about it and you cried on their shoulder. But when it comes back to going back to everyday life, they're not considerate of it anymore. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I think that's more frustrating than not listening when I first told you to begin with. And so I understand what she was saying with that. That's a dangerous game. And this is what people gotta remember too, is that now some people can pretend so good that you actually end up believing them. Some people can make it seem so real that you would never know they were full of shit. And the crazy thing is, the scary part about it is that a lot of people can say that, yeah, I'm great at detecting when somebody is bullshitting me. I'm great at detecting when something isn't right. And a lot of people are. And a lot of times you can catch it. But everybody has that moment where they fall victim and fall blind to somebody that they love very dearly. And it seems so genuine, everything that they're doing, that you have no idea that they're full of shit. That you have no idea that they really have been pretending this whole time. And that's scary. And that's why I had just said that. I put up a piece of content the other day. I just said, I hope the next person that comes to your life is genuine. There is no lies. There is no lack of loyalty. There is no funny business like they just got your back. You deserve that. Real shit. Real shit. And this is the last one. We're going to get up out of here. Listen to this one. And this is actually where I talked about that video where I was praying for them. So my guy D. Aries said, I'm letting time and the universe decide who should be in my life. He said, going off my judgment, it'll probably leave me broken. He said, I have this much trust left, and I'm saving it for the person that's meant for me. I'm patient enough to wait for that connection. And that was so well said, because whether we want to admit it or not, whether you believe in God or a higher source or the universe, like my guy D here, whatever your beliefs are, I think the bigger message here is that when it's real, like when it is genuine, when it is real love, when it is unconditional love, you won't have to force it. You won't have to force them to do right. You won't have to force them to stay in your life. You won't have to chase up behind them and see what it is that they're doing. See, that's what happened in the past in my own, relationships, is that people were having to chase up behind me and check up on me and see what I was doing because they didn't trust me. But if it's really real, you don't have to do that. You don't have to force it. You don't have to question it. You don't have to wonder if it's real. Because they'll show you every single day with their action that it's real. And the crazy thing is that even if you don't listen to me, you go out there and force it, and force somebody to stay, or force somebody to do right, or force the relationship, or rush the situation, you're gonna end up hurt anyway. You end up disappointed anyway. Because when you rush, you look over those minute details that normally you would have caught. You look over those red flags. You look over those things that aren't right normally if you were in your right mind, but you were so busy trying to get to this end goal, or getting to what you see other people have, or just wanting companionship, that you forgot to take your time. And you didn't let God work on it for you and bring it to you. You tried to do it on your own time and your own, put it under your own control, so to speak. And then we wonder why a lot of things don't work out for us in our life. That's why I definitely had to get my guy in there, man, because that was just a great point that he made. And I just wanted to show him some love, man. And I hope this episode, as usual, I hope I added value to you. I hope I helped you. I hope I said something that hit home for you. I can't wait to get this content all chopped up and edited and start pushing it on social for you guys to see it in small bite sizes. And again, man, just be sure to follow and like and subscribe to the channel. More shit coming, man. I'm getting more and more consistent, especially as I see the channel grow and people are wanting that content from me. It's a good feeling, I'm not gonna lie. But I just gotta stay consistent with it. I gotta stay on top of it. I'm posting 5 and 6 times a day now, man, and I'll tell people every day, and I get so frustrated because so many friends and family have given up on me. Friends and family and even clients have given up on me when I was trying to show them the sauce on how to build a brand, on how to dominate socially. And I'm slowly but surely, God is helping me expand my platform to more people and let more people see my talent and hear my voice. And it's like, you know what? I had to stop talking about it and just show people. Like sometimes when people don't want to listen to the advice you have and to the knowledge that you have, and you're talking about something, sometimes you got to stop just talking about it and just show them. You know what? You ain't going to listen to me. You're not going to take heed to what I'm saying, but I'm going to show your ass. And when they see the results and they see what you've built and they see what you've done, then they're going to come back and say, man, how can you help? Can you help me? Man, can you talk to me about, but I tried to get you to see the vision and the picture 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago, but you didn't want to listen to me. And then it's up to you to make a decision. Am I going to be petty? Or am I going to give them another chance? Because you have a big heart that way. It's up to you. I'm probably going to be petty. But anyway, man, I just had to get that last little rant out, man. I love y'all, man. I really hope y'all enjoyed this episode. I hope it added value again. Be sure to, text me, come to the private group chat, man, where you can chop it up with me. Man, let's do some business. If you got a brand or you want me to help you, want to come collab with you on your show, whatever it is that you got going, man, let me know. Holler at me, talk to me. Let's do some work. I'm ready to work. I love y'all, man. To the next episode, man. Peace.